What's up, Ryan?
you know, Lou, um, there's a lot of outstanding classic cartoon characters.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
love them all. I love, Bugs Bunny, he's on the show, Pop Eyed, um,
SpongeBob? SpongeBob's pretty
SpongeBob.
cool.
Yeah. And you gotta always respect the legacy of these characters and what they've done.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes you gotta step outside of your podcast you're making about Looney Tunes characters, and you gotta be like, it's not Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner's fault. The format of the shorts isn't super working super out well for a podcast about learning new abilities of a character when they do the same shit every time. It's not their fault. I need to take a step back and realize it's not their fault.
It's not their fault. You did Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner. It's not your fault. We don't hate you. Now, Sylvester?
Sylvester, he deserves everything that happens to him.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Looney Duels. It's a podcast where we decide to pick apart Looney Tunes to their bare essentials, their core, their souls even. We extract it with one of those, those tubes with the big squishy ball at the end. You know what I'm talking about? What is that called?
No.
What do you mean no? It's it's like a squeezer, It's like an eye drop.
I thought you said a 2, like the number 2 with
no,
like a ball at the end, and I was thinking like,
no.
What world does Lou live in?
It's a tube. Is it just an eyedropper? But it's
yeah.
What's the bigger version of that? Like a turkey baster, but it's like for science. What's it called?
I don't know. I watch Looney Tunes cartoons for a podcast. Do you think I know any of this stuff?
Well, we put one of those on the Bugs Bunny, and that's great audio.
Oh man, you've slurped my essence, Smack.
Yeah, and then we put it in a petri dish. See, I know what a petri dish is, and then we put it under a microphone. That's not right.
You really, every step of the way.
I'm doing so bad at podcasting.
Yeah, the show's over, everyone.
Oh no. Well, we watched 4 shorts. I'm very excited for one of these because it introduces a new player to the field, and we don't get a lot of those.
You don't know.
We don't see a lot of new faces here on Looney Duels. So let's, I guess, get started, right?
All right. Well, our first short here, the Upswept Hare, stars a bourgeoisie Elmer Fudd going to the tropics and stealing its soil for his penthouse he lives in this short.
Yeah, Elmer goes to, like, I guess where Bugs is living, and he digs up all the soil and like plants around it so that he could put it in his like tropical garden, which is like a rooftop garden on his penthouse, like suite, like apartment, I guess. And he's got like a fancy robe, and his like bathtub is the size of a pool. He's got this like Roman architecture like everywhere. Elmer's living it up.
Has Elmer Fudd been depicted in the past before this one as a well-off guy?
I don't think he's ever been depicted as poor, right? Like, he's never been living in a box on the side of the road, like shaking a can for spare change. But he's had like pretty extravagant houses, I would say. Like, they got 2 floors. He's got, nice furniture.
I want to know if we could add wealth to Elmer Fudd's like stats, or if this is like a one-off occasion for him.
Well, I would say he's generally upper middle class, if anything. This is a little extreme in terms of Elmer's, I guess, assets. I've never seen him this rich before.
No,
that's true. But I don't think he struggles. Like the thing is, he's not chasing Bugs Bunny to get rich, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't buy expensive stuff to catch Bugs Bunny. It's usually just like some normal hunting gear. He'll usually have a book or something that costs like $10. Like, Elmer is not shilling out the big bucks like a certain other character in Looney Tunes who's constantly emptying his bank account to buy Acne products. But Elmer plays it pretty fiscally responsible, I would say.
The question I want to ask here, though, is like when Elmer Fudd lands on the Looney Tunes Fortnite Island they're going to be fighting on, if he has all that money, can he buy so many assist characters?
You're right. He can go to the NPCs. He can go to the weapon vending machines, which will be on the field, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And he can use his IRL money to get an edge up. Now, that doesn't mean he's going to be very competent with the tools he buys, but it does mean he can buy assistance.
It means
if he wants to.
He's got the resources, and maybe that's worth keeping in mind for this stupid piece of shit.
Yeah, because we've never really seen him use the resources in a way that would be beneficial to him, right?
No.
So, what if Elmer hired, like, a hit squad to attack Bugs Bunny? I mean, Bugs Bunny, maybe not, but Daffy Duck. Would they be successful? If Elmer just kept hiring more and more people to the point where it's like he had an army of 100 against Daffy Duck, I think Daffy would lose in that scenario.
I think the thing we're gonna need to take here is all like the B tier Looney Tunes who are the assist characters on the island. They're all gonna die because Elmer Fudd will hire all of them, and they'll all keep dying because Elmer Fudd hired them, and such is fate.
Right. I do want to mention something before we get too deep into it. There's a gag here where Elmer shoots into his pool because Bugs is in it. Because Bugs, kind of comes out of his hole and he's like, wow, this place is cool. I'm just going to fuck around for a bit. And he shoots through to the bottom, like the apartment below him. And the guy living there comes up and like punches him or, ties a gun around him like a bow.
Yeah.
And I never considered this before. Does Elmer in his antics, because a lot of times he's in the forest, just with Bugs, does Elmer have to keep in mind the, like, average Joe around him? Because it feels like anytime he's in a situation where there's, like, normal people around him, they're incredibly hostile towards him.
That's a good thing to bring up. Can we add unpopularity to Elmer Fudd's stats?
Because remember the short where they go to, like, not the movie theater, it was, like, the opera or something.
Yeah.
And there's, like, all these normal people around Elmer, like, all much taller than him, like, drawn differently than him, and they're just, like, trampling all over him and throwing him out onto the streets like it's nothing to them. Like, nobody likes him. He doesn't have anybody who likes him in his life.
Elmer Fudd appears to not have many friends, which, maybe it's not a big deal if you're an animal Looney Tune. Like, you're just living in the wild. You're just focusing on survival. But Elmer Fudd is a human being with human needs, and he's got no friends, no family, no life. All he does is, he's got to have money. Maybe he's kind of a Scrooge type, right? Like, he's got all his money, and then he just bunkers up and, like, tries to avoid everyone, but then when he shows, everyone's like, oh, geez, there goes Mr. Dumbass. There goes Mr. Fuck.
There goes piece of shit head. There goes guy I hate.
Yeah.
Poor Elmer. Aside from being kind of antagonistic towards Bugs Bunny, I mean, is Elmer a good guy? Is that debatable?
He seems polite, mostly.
I mean, in this short, he is uprooting native soil
That's
to bring
true.
to his fucking
Maybe he's
house. Sweet.
Maybe there's a deep thing to, like, kind of look into. Maybe Elmer Fudd wants to be a good person, but he's simply not.
He just can't. He's got that evil version of himself in him. Not quite a dark porky, but like a conscience of some sort.
Elmer Fudd likes the hypothetical of him being a nice, good person, but he's truthfully not.
Oh, that's right. He's Christian after all.
Yeah, he believes in a God.
I'm kidding. Back up. So I'm just making a joke. It's fine.
Worth keeping in mind, Elmer Fudd maybe is a bit of a strong little man. Bugs Bunny hands him a big weight, like a big weight with dumbbells on them, and he lifts it up. Now, he does fall through the floor, but he does lift it up.
That's pretty impressive. I don't know if we've ever seen Elmer, have a feat of strength like that before. Because when I think Elmer Fudd, I don't really think freakishly strong. If you showed me Yosemite Sam, I could see, like, yeah, Yosemite Sam could lift a weight that big. I believe that, even though he's a little guy. I think he's got that strength to him, that hidden strength. Elmer, I don't see it a lot. So good to know. He is actually pretty strong. He could lift a big weight. He could do a big jump. He, like, jumps over a chair and, like, falls off the roof. It's pretty beautiful.
We haven't talked about Bugs this much this short, but, there's not much to say about Bugs in this short. We learned he swim good.
Yeah, he's a really great swimmer. He's, always taken advantage of the situation. He doesn't seem disturbed to have been forcibly rehomed. And
No.
he just kind of is like, oh, okay, let me go take a swim in the pool. Let me hang out, like, fucks around with Elmer, and then he just kind of goes home.
Yeah,
he just leaves.
This is a real low stakes outing for Bugs Bunny. He's not in any life like threatening danger. The worst that's gonna happen to him is he'll get kicked out of Elmer's house, and he just kind of leaves at the end anyway, like on his own accord after making Elmer Fudd jump off the roof of a building. This is so low stakes for him.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Well, Bugs won.
Yeah, Bugs won.
I mean, are you surprised? Are you
Not
even
at all.
surprised?
Not even a little.
Well, I think it's time to move on to our next short then.
Are
you ready for it?
You want to talk about Sandy Claus, which is not a Christmas short?
I was so sad. I really was like, Sandy Claus. I really wanted it to be like Oogie Boogie. I really wanted it. But it's not. It's a beach episode. And it's really funny, as we were watching this, I was like, this is oddly familiar. And I realized, Ryan pointed out, it was one of the like shorts that they pulled from when we accidentally watched that clip show about Sylvester going to a therapist.
Right.
So we had seen parts of this before, but they neglected a big chunk of this short has to deal with Granny and her being just really dumb.
Yeah,
and an irresponsible pet owner.
Let's talk about this real quick. Do you think Granny is just confident in Tweety's survival ability, or is she just stupid?
I think she just...
Do you think she knows Tweety Bird is a powerful little bird, or is she just stupid?
No. So I don't think so, because there's a moment where she leaves Tweety on a bunch of rocks, and then high tide comes in. Meanwhile, she's getting ready for the beach. She's dressing in one of the outdoor changing rooms, you know. She comes out and she's like, oh, I'm ready for the beach. And then she looks over and Tweety's like, help, I'm gonna drown. And Granny starts freaking out. Like, she thinks that Tweety's in like legitimate peril. And she's like, somebody help my bird. If she thought that Tweety could handle like himself in this situation or any situation, she would not be that like distraught about it, I think.
Okay, so you think she's just stupid?
I think Granny is stupid.
Okay, that's fair. I was really hoping Granny would just think Tweety's like a badass survival character, but with the evidence stacked up, Granny's just kind of stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are some iterations where she does kind of like, she knows Tweety can kind of handle himself and other things, but she's also very quick to jump on to his defense. Like, whenever Tweety's in trouble, or whenever she sees like Sylvester trying to like get at him, she'll like whack him with something, or she'll join in on the tricking. I think she knows that Tweety is like, not an idiot, not totally like helpless, but I also think that she more than anything would want to be the one defending him, rather than having Tweety defend himself.
Right. You know what we need to talk about in this short? I think this is the first appearance of what I like to call clueless kind of Tweety, where Tweety is kind of oblivious to like this, to like the people around him, and like he's not quite aware that like Sylvester is like trying to like eat him. He's just kind of like, oh, help, I need your help. Like, he thinks Sylvester's actually his friend, which is a characterization. They're kind of on and off about like if Tweety's aware about like what's going on around him, right? But this is kind of the first time we've seen it. Yeah. Sometimes
even the same short, he'll go from like, oh, this guy's trying to eat me, to, oh, the putty tat's trying to help me. Like, he can't make up his mind about it.
No, yeah, exactly. But it's it's worth keeping in mind. Might be worth writing clueless down on your Tweety stats at home. Tweety might be a bit I think maybe it takes a lot for Tweety to realize he's in mortal danger.
Yeah, which is probably a strength to him, honestly. Considering how incompetent Sylvester is. This is also another Sylvester homeless short where he doesn't like belong to the family necessarily. Mm-hmm. He's just around, which I feel like we haven't seen too many where he actually like lives with Granny.
No.
We've seen like maybe one.
I feel like those don't even exist in the classic shorts. I feel like it's a thing they like made up later for other media.
It makes sense and kind of makes it a bit of a different, like, I don't know, dynamic, or, because you get more Granny moments, right? Because Granny's the one who's, like, constantly walking in on shit happening, and she's like, oh my god, and then she starts whacking Sylvester with her purse or something. I mean, that's a bit more fun.
If we get to the end of these, like, shorts, and, like, Sylvester has never lived with Granny, I mean, we can add to the stats, Granny has no love for Sylvester, will kill him on the battlefield relentlessly.
She has no hesitation. No, none at all.
Not at all. They're not even family
So,
in this like universe.
Sylvester gets eaten by dogs at the end of
Yeah,
the
this
short.
is another Sylvester dies short.
So I don't even know how many lives Sylvester has at this point or how many he's lost. I feel like he lost a lot in that one with Elmer.
Yeah,
But
he's past 9, I think.
he's he's definitely past 9. Didn't he get eaten by Henry Chickenhawk in one of them too?
He did. He did get eaten by Henry Chickenhawk in one of them.
Jesus Christ. Well, there goes another Sylvester lifespan just flying away. Goodbye, Sylvester.
I'm thinking about the stats we learned from this short, and I'm realizing all of it is just Granny is stupid, Tweety is stupid.
Granny's dumb, Tweety's dumb, and yet Sylvester still fails.
What does that say about Sylvester, really?
Oh, I hate him. I'm starting to really hate him. I'm so,
Oh,
and I know
gee.
I've never disliked him before. I never had any strong negative opinions about Sylvester the fucking cat before.
I didn't know you felt that way about me, Lou.
Sylvester, my man, I'm sorry. I just can't watch these anymore. I can't watch you go through it.
I guess I'll leave then. Knowing that a person you considered a dear friend didn't feel the same about you.
Oh, Sylvester, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad now. You want to play basketball? Sylvester?
There's no fixing this, Lou. I heard everything you said.
Oh, no.
I'm leaving now. Goodbye.
Bye, Sylvester.
It's it's over.
Okay. Hey, Ryan, you just missed Sylvester.
Jeez.
He was really upset because I might have said some things. I was kind of a heat of the moment. I didn't mean to say it in front of Sylvester.
I can't believe you would break. He's my favorite Looney Tune.
That is so not true. You're such a liar. You hate him as much as I do.
Whatever. Anyway, Tweety won this short.
Yeah. Woo woo. Oh boy. I just turned the page in my notes and saw the next one. I don't even know what to say about this. It's where we watched Sugar Spies, which is a later Wile and Roadrunner cartoon, where it seems at first the premise is that a spy character is driving through the desert and kind of throws his spy kit out towards Wile or at Wile. Wile picks it up and he decides he's going to try a whole new approach to catching Roadrunner because he's got this spy kit. But, I mean, he just kind of does the same things he normally does.
Yeah, this isn't a review podcast. This is a stats podcast, but,
yeah, don't get it twisted.
This is our bottom 5 shorts we've watched. I hated this one. I don't even know how to explain it. Every joke in this one is exactly what you think is gonna happen happens. Oh, he shoots the cannonball. Is it gonna come back and hit him somehow? Oh boy, he's walking near the cliff. Is he gonna fall? Uh-oh, something looks like it's going to hit him on the head. Is it going to hit him on the head? It's paused for a real long time. Oh, it hit him on the head.
Yeah, there's a lot of very predictable outcomes in this one. I mean, there's just only so much you could do, and yet it's still not enough. Though there is one thing, though, that I think is important.
Yeah?
Wile E. Coyote can drive a car.
Yeah?
Yep.
I guess he can.
That's it. That's the stat. Everybody write it down. No, Wile gets a car, and not only that, he's also able to do maintenance on it, because apparently there is a city dump very close to where Wile and Roadrunner hang out, I guess. And it's just an absolute... It's not like a fenced-in area. It's just a signpost that says city dump, and then there's just shit everywhere.
Yeah, there's your exciting new location, city dump in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, but it means that they have... Wile can get stuff from it. That's where he gets the car parts. He gets a car.
There's no difference between the spy kit and, the Acme tools,
No, there really isn't. And I think at one point they even kind of give up on it, and he just starts ordering Acme shit again. He's still wearing a stupid little spy trench coat, but what's the difference?
He's not sneaking around. He's not using spy tools. He's using cannons and shit. You're not a spy.
think the one thing he tries to use is like there's like some sleeping mist he tries to use on Roadrunner, but he doesn't even get him. Roadrunner just stops right before the cloud and then blows it into Wily's face. Then Wily passes out because of course he does.
Oh, and then he starts sleepwalking. You'll never guess where he sleepwalks off the cliff. What?
He has a really big fall. Now, didn't you say while we were watching this one that like Roadrunner and Wily had like a weird amount of like very normal interactions with each other?
They do, yeah. They interact a lot in this one compared to like a lot of the previous ones we watched. Where like the joke is like Roadrunner is like kind of just like oblivious or not caring about like what Wily is trying to do to him, right? Like it's kind of like nonchalant, but in this he's like constantly fighting back and like responding to things Wily's doing, is like making his own little schemes.
Yeah, he's acts a little bit more Bugs Bunny in this one. And I don't know if this is him becoming more aware of like what Wily's doing, or if he's also just bored. He just wants to try something new.
Lou, just say what it is. They're deep-bimbo-fying Roadrunner.
Whoa. Now that's a take. You don't think he's a bimbo anymore?
No, he's not a bimbo anymore.
What? But that's like one of his stats. I'm looking at my page for Roadrunner. I got bimbo in really big letters.
He's too clever and intelligent in this one to be a bimbo.
Dang, they've taken away... This is just ridiculous. This is some propaganda right here. How could they take away his bimbo-ness?
Yeah, I was upset too. They ruined all these shorts had. He's not a bimbo anymore because he's attacking and making plans. So what's the point?
He's attacking. He's fighting back. Not Roadrunner fighting back.
Nope. Fuck this. I hate it. Anyway, who won this one?
Wins?
Yeah, guess who wins? YouTube comments. Okay, so, you know, if you're in the YouTube comments right now, type in, like, your question, like, usual question, like, oh, do you think Bugs Bunny's left ball sack is bigger than his right one? Like, you type that. And then type who you think wins this short. And this Roadrunner short, who do you think wins? It's fucking you hit. It's not Wily.
Yeah, Roadrunner wins. Anyway, let's move on to something more exciting, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This is, of course, I'm excited because it's a Foghorn short. It's called Lovelorn Leghorn, and it stars a new character on the field, a girl Looney Tune. Finally.
Oh, we're going Granny.
Oh, yeah, Granny counts. We got another girl then. Her name is Priscilla Hen. They call her Prissy. Oh my god, I love her. I love Priscilla Hen so much. She's so stupid. And she's great.
You want to explain the plot of this one? I like her. You know, there's not a lot of Looney Tunes girl characters. There's Granny, Priscilla, the cat Pepe Le Pew tries to make love to, Petunia Pig, who's very, like, not existing at a certain point in Looney Tunes, and then far off in the future, there's Lola Bunny, whose characterization is all over the place. So, like, this is one of the, like, only 3 girl Looney Tunes. I'm glad she's stupid.
She's great. She wants a husband. She's not having any luck. All the other hens are making fun of her, so she goes over to Foghorn Leghorn with like a rolling pin and just smacks him on the head as hard as possible. And he gets really mad and he starts berating her, and so she starts crying, and he's like, okay, hold on. That was just a joke. It was just a joke. What's up, girl? Let me help you. So it's all about Foghorn and Barnyard Dog fucking with each other again. I know, right? Shocking. That's what this whole thing is about.
I wanna pitch something.
Okay.
I think Priscilla's not one of the Looney Tunes who falls down on the island, like the Fortnite island they'll be fighting on. I think she's like Henry Chicken Hawk. I think she's a character who exists within the island.
So she's like a weapon.
She's like a weapon, just like Henry Chicken Hawk. Like, you can point her at someone like, that's a rooster to be your husband, and then she'll go for them.
Yeah, because Barnyard Dog and Foghorn are just endlessly fucking with each other. They hate each other. They have to live on the same farm forever, and they are just forever going to be enemies. And so at every given opportunity, they will find a way to make each other's lives miserable. So Foghorn meets this hen lady She's like, I want a husband. He's like, okay, I'm gonna make this not my problem. And he points her at fucking Barnyard Dog. It's like, that's a rooster in a dog suit. Okay, bye. Have fun with that one.
And she believes it, of course.
Of course she does. And they have this whole elaborate, like, like plan where she, like, shows up to Barnyard Dog, it's like house with a melon, and he starts chasing her because he wants the melon, and then Foghorn shows up like fully decked out in like football player garb, grabs the melon, and then just like slams it into Barnyard Dog's face as hard as he can.
Yeah, add football player to your Foghorn stats.
That's actually a true stat. I've seen other shorts where like he is like wearing something similar, or there's like a short where another rooster comes to town who, like, I guess played college football with Foghorn or something like that. It's what it's implied. It's really funny. So I guess Foghorn knows how to play football.
Do you think Foghorn was a big man on campus back in the day?
Oh yeah, definitely. He was the big kahuna, so to speak. He was getting all the ladies. He was, playing quarterback in football, and that. I mean, I just think that was his like glory years, and then like he kind of went downhill.
So
that's when he peaked.
So was he a high school or college football player? Correct me.
College.
Oh dang! I was hoping he peaked in like high school because that'd be really funny.
No, he at least made it to college, and then everything went to shit. And that only lasted like 2 years, and then just everything went down from there. And now he lives on a farm
where he's naked and has to be an animal.
Yes. Then a Barnyard Dog, of course, is like furious about the situation, and then he gets Priscilla on his side and like sets up this elaborate machine, which it's such a funny gag because it's this big, like, one thing sets off the other thing, and Foghorn sees like Priscilla trying to lift a bowling ball, and she doesn't really say much. She's not much of a talker, and he kind of goes over and he's like, oh, let me help you out, and he grabs the bowling ball and like sets the trap in motion, and then he kind of like starts to walk away, and then he starts to notice that the trap's going off, and he just like follows it along the whole time, standing perfectly still until it just fucking like hits him, and then he gets knocked out. It goes on for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, can we add stupid to Foghorn stats too?
I think I'm gonna be generous. I think he was just curious. I mean,
okay, you want to add curious to Foghorn stats?
Yeah, Foghorn is kind of like Curious George. He's just a little guy, and the world is so wonderful and strange to him. So he wants to observe it. It's not his fault that he got hit with like a bowling ball or whatever he got hit with. I forgot. He just wanted to see what was up.
You're talking about like Foghorn, like, I don't even know how to explain the way like a fandom person will like talk about like their little uwu baby. Like, no, he was just curious.
Don't be mean to him. Foghorn Leghorn has done nothing wrong. But Priscilla, I guess, wins this one because she just brings Foghorn home. Now she has a husband, I guess.
And a Barnyard Dog technically wins too. This is if you're keeping track of like the two of them who like wins between the two of them, this is a Barnyard win.
Yeah, definitely, because Barnyard Dog gets, he gets a little roughed up. He gets pretty beaten in this one, but in the end of the day, he is able to pass off Priscilla back onto Foghorn, and now it's Foghorn's problem again.
Right. Do you want to read some YouTube comments?
I would love to read and talk about some YouTube comments.
Here's a good one. This is from Eve on YouTube. With Granny being a flat earther, where do you think the other Looney Tunes land on the flat/round Earth spectrum? Let's get this out of the way. Yosemite Sam, flat earther.
But yes, absolutely flat earthers. Yosemite Sam. I think that Bugs would like be the kind of person who doesn't believe the Earth is flat, but might say it in front of somebody, like smart to like piss them off.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Daffy knows the world is round somehow. I'm just give me this. Or no, Porky. Let's give it to Porky.
Yeah,
Porky knows the world is round, and Bugs is like, nah, it's flat, and Porky, is kind of like, no, it's round. It's definitely round, and then Bugs, just keeps denying it and keeps saying it's flat to the point where Porky just keeps getting like more and more pissed off about it to the point where like he just explodes on Bugs because he can't stand it anymore.
I'm going to offer something for Daffy. I think he believes a separate conspiracy about the world's shape. He's like, you stupid wabbit and pig. Everyone knows the Earth is cylindrical.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. I think everybody else would be pretty smart about it. Marvin, of course, has seen the Earth in orbit, so
of course
he would know it was around. I think Elmer would know it was around too. He seems like he's not like super smart, but he's like seems educated at least.
He's sensible enough to, I think.
Yeah. Maybe some of the animals would believe it's flat, like Sylvester or something.
Granny said it's flat, Tweety.
Yeah, Tweety and Sylvester both think it's flat just by proxy of Granny. Thank you for the question.
This is from Flurp Flurf. In this hypothetical ultimate battle royale of coolness and fun, do you think there's any characters who would benefit from not knowing they were in a fight? For example, there are a few instances where Porky has beaten the baddie through sheer obliviousness of the danger he's in.
Tweety for sure.
Tweety, 100%, yeah.
Tweety would be the immediate thing that came to mind was Tweety Bird. If Tweety didn't know he was in a fight, he would probably do alright. Probably also Roadrunner, actually, now that we're thinking about it out loud. If Roadrunner, because Roadrunner just runs around. Like, you either catch him or you don't. And most of the time, 100% of the time so far, you just don't catch him. So he would know.
If a more dangerous threat was chasing around, Roadrunner would, like, he just gets scared and, like, crack under pressure. Like, if, like, Taz was chasing Roadrunner, would Roadrunner crack?
You know, I think he might. I think he might, like, you know, trip up a bit if it was something that he thought could genuinely hurt him.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think as far as Wily's concerned, Wily is zero threat to him.
Yeah.
Like, not even a little bit. But we've seen moments where, like, even other powerful Looney Tunes characters, for, like, a brief moment, lose their cool. Like Bugs when he first saw Gossamer and those kinds of situations.
Mm-hmm.
Which, God, Gossamer. We didn't talk about Gossamer in a while.
I think we've watched all the Gossamer. I think there's, like, one Gossamer we haven't seen.
I can't wait to see that one. But yeah, I don't think there'd be anybody else that would really benefit, because
that's what we've established. No. Henry Chickenhawk is like a mechanic and not a character.
Right. he needs direction. Otherwise it's nothing. Like, he's nothing.
Right.
But yeah, I would think that, like, Roadrunner and Tweety for sure.
And then maybe Porky, as the comment said.
Porky in certain situations. Like, I think Porky would be quicker to realize the danger he's in. No, yeah, that would be my pick. Yeah, those are my picks.
All right. Well, I think that's it. I think the Warner Bros. Like end logos at the crush us at the end of the short.
Oh no! Wait, that's what happens to us.
Yeah.
At the end of every episode, I didn't know that. Oh shit! Oh fuck! We gotta go. Thanks for listening, everybody, and that's all, folks.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.